Hi, and welcome to our first qualifying league match, our first official match ever. Um, we are going with the team that we played the last two friendly matches with, so we're going to go ahead with them. Same team, same tactic, and we're just going to go to our qualifying league, Cherry Fizz Bombs. They've played two, lost one, drawn one. So let's have a look how we go. It's going to be exciting times, and let's see if we can hopefully get a result here. We wish our opponent good luck and see what happens. So they are playing defensive. We've had a couple shots, and I think right now we're sort of saying, well, it's all us, so let's play with a faster tempo and sort of really hope that we'll be able to break these guys down and get a goal, hopefully. There we go. And now we got that big decision to make, whether let's just slow the tempo down whilst we make the decision, whether we keep going with a faster tempo or whether we slow down. Decision made for us. So it was just a decision because, whether we want to slow things down and hope that we might win 1-0, but obviously we can't do that anymore. So we got a good chance flow, more than twice as many shots as them, and way more possession than them. So I think we're in a good place, and they're not changing anything. But also have to bear in mind that we're in a qualifying league against new users. So unlike before when we're in Division 1 playing against users who play for months, that we wouldn't necessarily expect at this level, there to be sort of solid, decisions being made by our opponents. You expect that they're still finding their way, that they're still learning, still going through trial and error, still trying to figure out who the best players are, and all the types of stuff that you'd expect a new user to go through. So for us, let's just focus on winning this match, which we can hopefully do. I think at this point we do just want to play with a faster tempo because I think we're very much on track to get a third goal, and hopefully if we do, that should secure the result. So but you can see that they are tiring compared to us, and we have a really unfit squad, but they might as well, low endurance levels. So I think we're very much on track to have the upper hand this half, but also worth bearing in mind that we are only winning by 1 goal, and isn't going to take much, isn't going to take a lot of bad luck for us to not win this. So we've got to make all the right decisions still. I think it might be the case that Bonnet is possibly our best player here. I think we just got to run the risk and leave him out there with that yellow card. You know, I was just thinking, unfortunately not saying or doing, but thinking that we should be pausing the match now and think about setting up more defensive here, because I think we could have protected the 2-goal lead out to the end of the match, and now they've scored. But let's just pause it because I think we can do something here. I think we can take I think we can bring fresh winger on. I think we can bring. I think we just pause it again now, because I think we can bring on a fresh defender. I'm just not sure whether it should be him or him. He's probably better. Or him. It's probably better. So I think it probably should be this Silver. Is it Silver? Gosh, I need to get to know my players better. I think Silver. Is it Silver? Yeah, Silver. It's only got 11 tackling guards. Silver. So I should do this change. I think at this point we should have definitely slowed this tempo down when we were winning 3-1. That's a mistake. And this is a mistake that could cost us a match still yet. Big mistake. Hope we'll get away with it. I think we can press at this point. And I don't know, I mean, you say whether we can I think it's too risky to change the formation and change anything material on the tactic, because we have had nearly 3 times as many shots as them. We are very much controlling the match. I think it's too risky to change anything material here, and we don't know really how well our team can defend. I think it's just too risky. I think all we can really do is get a fresh player, which will probably be Barbosa, onto the left wing. But their team is very much exhausted here, but a triple sub right now. And we were looking all comfortable and rosy, and we should be probably winning 3-1. We've made mistakes, and instead it's 3-2. And if they do a triple sub now, take the game to us, and we could lose yet, and we could definitely get a draw. So is there a triple sub coming? Nope, there's nothing. Not even attacking mentality. Okay, well, that's good. So we win. Well, we were all worried there for a second that some triple with 3 fresh attacking players were going to come out and they were going to smash and grab a result, but not to be. So I think instead we slow the tempo down, we press, we get our own fresh player out there, and I think at this point we can take down that aggressive tackling, because they're probably not going to score the 2 goals. We can hopefully avoid getting the player sent off. We might get another goal, but I think we've won. So we do the GG, and we win. And yeah, really comfortable. I mean, I think as a new user, this is probably one of the biggest tips really, which is in the game guide there's a piece of information about just basic tips for a new user that you can follow, that largely we've just followed those tips down to a T basically, but about just sort of, if you just want to do well, just some basic things that you can do that are just going to help a lot. And one of those basic things is to make your subs, make your 3 subs, because he's got 65% conditions. He's got totally exhausted players. So just a real basic tip for new users. I mean, you don't just make the subs. Point of making the subs. Obviously, ideally, you would make good substitutions that make sense or whatever. But just broadly speaking, it's pretty much always a good idea to at least make 2 of your 3 subs. Sometimes it makes sense to hold 1 back, just in case you get an injury or whatever. And it can also make sense, particularly in the case of cup matches, because it might go to extra time and stuff. But broadly speaking, as a general rule, you want to make your subs, and you definitely just want to make 2 of them as a general rule. And when they paused for ages, and we were saying we were expecting a triple sub, and we were expecting that they could easily get a result in this match, and instead they just whimpered away, and we died basically, and we won easily. So anyway, we're happy to win. So we get a win in our first league match. A bit of a fright really. We made a mistake. We got away with it. We won comfortably anyway, so it's good, and we get a win. And just our starting squad wasn't particularly good at all. No players worth anything, and we are playing the matches we've played so far, including this match, with only the players in our starting squad. We've not added anybody yet. So we're just going what we got, and I think that will probably in the last week of the season, so the only way we can get somebody anyway to add is to get an instant signing free agent. Any other way, any players through negotiations, any type of negotiation, we're going to have to wait till the start of next season. So I think the plan is we might hopefully pick some players up for next season during the close season, and for these qualifying league matches, probably just going to go with what we got. So let's see how, and I guess it's just a nice little test to see what kind of qualifying league record you can potentially have when we're the only team, I think, in this qualifying league that joined. We joined just as the transfer deadline cut after it passed. So everybody else in here sort of joined before the transfer deadline came. Exactly how much before, who knows, and exactly how many players they might have signed, who knows. But everybody else had an opportunity to sign players. We're the only team that didn't. And plus sort of made sure that we went over our starting squad. If we had any players worth anything, we were going to reset and make sure that we had, we didn't want to do this with a team that had any good players. So we are going through, what we've done here. We're just using our best players that we got, with disregard for everything else. We don't care if they're old, we don't care if they're ugly, whatever. We're just using the best ones. And we're fitting a tactic around the players, not the other way around. We're not picking a tactic with like shoehorning players into it that don't make sense, and we're not trying to use players just because they're young or whatever. We're just using the best players and fitting a tactic around them. Nothing complicated, just basic stuff, and getting pretty good performances, pretty good match results from doing that. So cheers, thanks for watching our first ever official match. It's a 4-2 win at home. Catch you for the next game.